Hello, welcome, and greetings. This starts a new session of Let's Make a Game series of Ultimify. It's been a long time. I actually probably should have watched my previous videos on this series to see where I kind of left off. I have a vague recollection of what I was doing. I believe I was a little bit iffed over, if that is a word, over the recipe books, um, and I've long since found a new way to just bypass all that crap. Um, and it's just basically putting all the recipes into a book, and quickly I can show you what I'm doing on that now. I added a few other things. Stupid recipe book. All recipes here. I have it as a hidden item, so you don't actually see it. You just get all the recipes. Might get rid of my frustration there. I was a tad bit frustrated on that, but not as much anymore now that I figure out what I could do easily to mitigate that. Mitigate, is that the right word? I don't know. Now, what you see here is the world map, and I just want to quickly check to see if this was a preloaded map, or if I actually put some work into it. Oh, it is a preloaded map, but I did edit it a bit, and when I say a bit, it just looks like I cut off this part down here. That's me for you. Getting a little bit of help and then just doing my own work. But when I was gone, I think I haven't made a video in about 2 months or so. And even back then I was working on a secret map. I say secret because I didn't want to show anybody. And then yesterday I finally started working on this. I was going to plan on making a video yesterday. But I just spent so much work fixing up all the problems I had in this game. I added a bunch of more plugins, which I'm still going to add one more. In fact, I might do that now before I forget. At first I was thinking upgrade slots is all we would need to have cool upgraded items, but as you can probably see, these are the only stats you can upgrade. You can only upgrade health, max Mystica, or whatever you want to call it, max attack, all this stuff. The basic parameter, that's all you can upgrade. And there's a new one where you can do way more. Augment attachments, I believe. At first I thought the only difference was that the augments were not permanent and you could take them out, and even though I don't really like that idea, you can do so much more. I do not have it. And here I thought I did. Well, I'll quickly get that. Alright, well, got it. Normally I would record it, but I can only do 15-minute videos, so, I was thinking on doing it because I had a quick question, but I'll just ask it now. Not really a question, it's more of an observation. I remember when there was a link to kind of like a project with all the scripts in it, and it's, for some reason I can't can never find it. It's really difficult for me to always re-find that script or the link to all the scripts instead of just downloading each single one by itself. I'm not going to be messing with the stuff right now. I'm definitely not going to be using that kind of setup. Although the orbs I might. And quickly, I believe you can use almost anything for augments. You can use the parameters that we just showed on the other one. Then you can do the secondary parameters. You can boost it with something price. You can. Oh, that just didn't boost the price of it or whatever. You can add elements, attack elements onto it. Different states you can do, buff parameters. So at first I wasn't gonna do this. I didn't really see the need for it. But this does everything. It's just not permanent. So what I'm thinking on is using the item upgrades for permanent stuff, and since it's only the parameters, I'll use it for these. And then for this one, I won't have these at all. They won't be for the augments. The augments will do all the other stuff. That way, there's use for this too. So, yeah. Now, the map I've been working on took a long time. And it's taken a long time to load because it's bigger than this map. I think it's 200 by 200, something like that. So, yeah. 200 by 100. As you can see, it's kind of big. Not a lot of water. And there's kind of some water down here and above. I would say that this is probably an ocean over here. And this is the same ocean. And this is probably more of a bay than an ocean. Now, I can't really show what I based this off of. I mean, I guess I could, because I downloaded a map, and I don't exactly know how to explain how I downloaded the map. It's just, this is what I downloaded, and it's actually almost 2.5 times bigger than what it originally is. And so I just slowly started doing as best as I could to kind of make it look like this map. I wanted a world that didn't have much oceans, so it's not 100%. You know, there's so much you can do, only so much you can do with square tilings. But this took me probably a total of like 2 weeks or 3 weeks to get. Quick fun fact, I listened to every album from Michael Jackson on Spotify while working on this. Like, every single one I listened to. and that's how long it took. And then some. I finally finished Rest last night. So yeah, that took a long time. Last night I didn't fill any of the stuff in. So last night I had the fun of like just, doing the paint bucket and putting the water in there. And that's basically the stuff I did last night. But we can delete that one. This is another town I want to work on. I just came up with the name today. There's a site that I go to. I probably already mentioned it, but I go to a site that I get ideas from. So, as you guys probably can tell, or know, I always like to take pre-made maps because they're there for a reason, and then just edit it so it looks like something that the original map doesn't look like. Like the original map did not have water on this map. I'm not exactly sure how I'll make Grey Wind look any different, but I'm sure I can come up with something. Quickly back to the main world map now. I want to zoom in 1-to-1 ratio to show you a little bit what it looks like up close. So I have the grid on. This grid is 27 by 15. So if you do a 1280 by 70, 70. If you do 1280 by 720, then you will want 27 by 15. How you figure that out is 48 pixels is one of these squares. So 15 squares is 720. 27 squares is like 1296. But you can't do 1280. 1280 divided by 48 is like... it's like 26.63333. So it's not good. Oops. Forgot I had the fill on. There. So I did cool stuff like this. Normally you can't get things looking like that. I had to do a lot of shift mapping. Oh, some more water. I might have to... what the heck? Oh, I guess I have to put that up more now. What was I gonna do? Edit. I didn't need it up that far anyways. What I was thinking on doing is just taking the show and editor off, and then just kind of going through. Yeah, there's still some stuff I've missed, but whatever. So there's a lot of cities and towns all over. This is like a huge world map. I mean, when I say world map, I mean, I'm talking about this is the whole world for this world that the game takes place in. Because, I mean, oh geez, it's so big. That's what she said. I think that is just supposed to be water. Actually, just to make sure. Because I would like to get the corner done at least properly. So yeah, that's kind of a water. The top uppermost part's kind of messed up on the picture. had to kind of guess on the top line. But, yeah, this is a huge map. I don't even know where Swywood. I don't even remember how to pronounce my own town. I don't know where to put Swywood at or anything. Maybe over here. It needs to be around some trees and maybe a lake. This is a more tropical area, somewhat. I don't think I'm gonna have it way down here. Yeah, it's not on the ocean, lake, sea. I think this is more of a sea. Yeah, it's more of a sea than an ocean. That could probably work. Because it's not too tree-y. Tree-y? Is that a word? Yeah, I think this is where Swywood. Where did I come up with that one? I know I like to do weird names, but usually I remember. This is not a door, so the player can just walk into the town. Below character, I believe, is good. For open areas like this, I kind of like to have it, like from here you can't enter from the bottom. And there's no need for it to go that way, so you can't enter it from this one. You can enter from the top, maybe. I always kind of weirds me out a little bit being able to walk into the map from the top and then you show up on the bottom. Like, that kind of creeps me out for some odd reason. Like, if I come in from this side over here, there should be an area to walk in, which there might be. The only way I can enter through this tile is from the actual top. I kind of rather people go from the bottom. But, since you can only get through here from the top, I won't have to do anything extra. Just a simple little, transfer player is all you need. Since it's from the top, you'll be looking down. This is probably gonna... Nope, okay. It's possible to get it from the top. There really is no area to enter from the top. Bothers me. There an area to enter. I could probably have you enter from here if you come in from the right side, but from the top it just doesn't work. So I'm not gonna have it that you can enter from the top. That's me and my realism working for you. It just doesn't make sense. So just shift and... oh, I see what I did there. Whoops. Just take one of those. Nope. And again. Alright. There. That way people know that they can't enter from there. Maybe I'll have like a secret area to go in that area, I don't know. I just want people to know that they can't enter from there. And obviously they can't enter from there, so they can only enter from up here or on, so up this way or that way. So how do we get that working? Simple magic is how. No. Simple. Most people who are watching this probably already know how to do it, so I doubt very few people who don't know anything about making games are watching this. But if they are, then it's just a simple conditional branch. To see which way the character is facing, if you're facing up, create an else branch, then that means you go to one way. If it's not up, then there is no other way around it. You're facing left. So, simply, if you're facing up, transfer the player. To our little village here. Right here. If you're not facing up, the only possible way you can be facing is that way, which is left. And that means you entered from the other end. That's what she said. And that means you entered somewhere right around in here. It's the only way to do it. Like, there's no way to enter in this area. No way to enter here. There's a huge little awesome looking pond. And there's another pond here, but at the very least you can enter here. And I could have this 3 wide go into a 2 wide. And I can put underneath the building too. So that's where I believe we enter. So I put it over too far. Yeah, put it right there. Enter left. Player touch. There. Simple. Since it's opened up, I kind of feel like I should be able to, that anywhere as you go you can exit, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do the simple. There's something one of my best friends usually did with this kind of stuff. I'll see if it works, but he always had like a little sign so you could kind of see which way to go. I mean, the path should be obvious enough, but there's other things you can do. Like this, for example, this little circle, and when you hit it, you want to keep direction fixed. That's one thing he didn't do. When the person walked on it or something, or clicked on it or whatever, it would turn into the little powder stars. They look like powder, pixie powder. It would start going into this stuff. So you just keep it that direction fix. I believe you can walk on it. You want below character. And you want player touch, obviously. And transfer to player. Since they're going down, obviously they will be going down, down, down. Okay, enough creepy weirdness. Yay, not responding. That's good. I'll have to see what that looks like in game. See if that works, or I'll just not have that kind of stuff. Going down, down, down in a ring of fire. So this will go right. thinking on only recording for half an hour this session, but I'm actually having quite a lot of fun this time. So I'm just going to keep recording. Now we want to copy this version. Wait, what did I... flower. We'll put this one up here so it's still in the vicinity. Put this one over here so that way there's not a huge line of different stuff. And we'll put this one down here. And I don't know why that did that. Alright. Alright, so you can kinda see the tip of the grass on the top of this building. So what we just need to do is shift right click to get rid of that. We can do that here also. So we won't be seeing that, but kinda we will. Wood. No, we wouldn't have saw it here, but it's good to do that. Little small things like that most people probably don't think about. Like you might notice here, instead of having the path end like that, it just looks a little weird to me. So I just kind of shift click right here, and that way it looks like an actual path that's supposed to go that way. Although for this one it could kind of do that, make it look like they weren't planning on having a little bridge here at one time, and that maybe it just ended right here, and then later on that they added this. It also kind of makes sense now that there is a path here, and that you can enter this way, because this is where the pub is. But then again, the inn is right over here, closer to this, so I don't know. Talking about the inn, I noticed lights, and there are no lights over in this area. I don't want to get rid of this area. But I just might move it over a little bit. Nope, that didn't look good. Oh, I forgot why I even did that. Oh, I didn't forget, but there. So now there's a little bit of light over here. I do have a time script, as you may have noticed when I was in the plugins. Now, Vlu had another game time script for VX Ace, but that one was a little bit better. Well, he had a basic and an advanced. This one kind of seems to be a mix of the two. It's not really basic and it's not really advanced. In his advanced script, you were able to say how many hours you wanted in a day, how many seconds you wanted in an hour, and stuff like that. Or how many minutes are in an hour, stuff like that. This is based on a different world, so I wanted the time to be different. You know, seconds are always, I always have seconds at 60 seconds in a minute, just to make things a little bit easier. And to make things even more easier, I always have 60 minutes in an hour. But I always like to have, you know, different amount of hours in a day. Because Earth rotates on its axis. I believe that's the right. Anyways, I need to keep better look at my time more often, I should say, because I was talking, it doesn't look like it was for very long, though. Either way, I forgot what I was talking about. It probably wasn't anything too important. I was just talking about time scripts and that there, I would like that script to edit time hour-wise, not just month. It's basically just a calendar. It's not really a time, because it kind of forces you to have 24 hours in a day. And um, like I was saying before, I realized I was being cut off by a ridiculously small amount of time, but still, this is the only recording software that works on my terrible computer, which I still need to get that link up for the video I posted last night, or was it the night before last? Anyways, before that cut me off, I was just saying that that script really needs to do hours, because in this world, who's to say that, that planet doesn't rotate on an axis of like 35.2 hours? Just maybe this planet here has 29 hours in the day. Excuse me, just getting some water. So I actually originally planned this planet to have 32 hours in a day, but well, restriction on that, so too many restrictions on life, it's horrible. It's even more horrible when there's restrictions on little fun things like this that won't give you the fullest of the full. But just like with everything, you gotta find a way to work around it, and you'll probably do well enough. I fixed this. I was gonna think on adding more to this script. This is one of the things I edited. I was thinking on adding more to this. I added this last night. I was thinking on adding you upgrading the sword as an actual, like, editor. This is the game's quest editor, which I might be. Well, Vlu has one, but I think it's like you can't use it in. You can only use it in non-commercial games, and I just don't like stuff like that for some reason. Even though none of my games are going to be for commercial. Anyways, I don't think it's possible to actually calculate if you've actually upgraded your weapon. Like, I don't know if you can somehow put a variable to that or a switch to that. I mean, if it's possible, then I could have, like, as soon as that happens, it adds another tier step in what might be possible with that. I don't know. I really don't think it's possible. Yeah, so I just figured I would just. What about the augment? Well, that's what I wanted to do, is have that as like a whole quest where you're making a sword kind of thing, and it's probably not going to be the very first thing you see in the game once I get even more thoroughly serious about it. Although I already am now, I just even more so. That you probably won't see the sword quest right away. That's probably not going to be the first thing you see. Okay. Just take a quick look. Lunatic mode. attach eval. I don't know what any of that stuff means. That's to attach, that's to detach. Nothing about variables after using something. Yeah, so there's really no way I could calculate doing that. I mean, I guess I could make 2 new weapons, but I don't think it actually makes those weapons. It just keeps the same weapon that you have, an iron sword or whatever, and just adds a different name to it when you... So, yeah, I can't use that as a quest. I want to do, but I can't. I'm just gonna have it to where he's like, hey, did you add those upgrades? You should do that. It'll help. Um, and I'm also gonna edit this a little bit more. Um, cause I don't really want these to be the same building. I want it to be different. So, should I have to... No, that doesn't make sense. Sorry, tree, you're going. Bye-bye. Whoops. Alright. Oh. Oh well. Can't really think on what I was thinking on. um... That should be good, though. I was thinking on somehow putting these closer. Maybe on this side, if anything. How does that look? It looks really weird. So the only other thing that I can do... Well, since I took out trees, let's put some more. And then put the pathway up there. And then just put some more. There we go. I don't think that's needed. Although it kind of makes it feel balanced. Kind of, I don't know, just kind of looks stupid. This kind of looks stupid too, though. It looks a little bit too epic, really. It makes me feel like they're like, hey, look, we're environmentally adept. No, not adept. Whatever. It makes them look like they're just trying to... It's like any big corporation pretending like they actually care about the environment when they pretty much usually don't. That's what it looks like right here to me, but we'll just pretend that they care. You know, I was thinking about something, and I'm kind of thinking that we need more flower pod kind of thingies. Because this, now that I thought about it, it just looks really weird. And then maybe some of this. And then some of this. And some more flower pods. And let's just do a bunch. I believe these are called lily pads, I'm not sure. I think I'm going a little bit too wild on them, but I don't know. This could be Lily Pad Lake. Yeah, that actually, if you do all of it, then it kind of makes it look more better somehow. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. That that looks good. Right there. I wonder if you can walk on that. Because that would be kind of weird. But kind of cool. Because if you could walk on the lily pad stuff, then you could just walk all the way over here and maybe get a secret chest. I'm gonna see. For like the other ones, like this is like you wouldn't be able to get there anyways, so that doesn't matter. It kind of feels like you should be able to walk on that stuff too. Oh, maybe I should have more of it. Yeah, there. It feels like you should be able to definitely walk. You know what that reminds me of is, I watched this documentary on the Aztecs, and they built a lot of their own kind of, gardens to grow food on, obviously. And it was kind of like this. It's kind of how it reminded me of how it looked. Of course, they were much, much bigger, but it looks similar to this for some odd reason. Maybe I'm just thinking it looked like that. I'm gonna add some more of this. Not too much. Yeah, that's good. Alright, let's put a. I almost said quest, but I mean chest. Over here. Oh, let's just do this simple one. Save ourselves some, like, I don't know what, half a minute. What kind of treasure would we find in this town? All I imagine is, like, you know what I want to kind of incorporate? Is that the right phrase? And I call myself a writer. I want to not incline. I just thinking too much of the gym there. Implement. Implement. We'll go with implement. What I like to implement is chests that have traps on them. Now, for some reason, these two look like they're the same color, but this one's gold. So, kind of what I see this one is like it's gonna be, you know, you're gonna get lots of money's worth. This looks like a pirate's kind of chest. Pirate's kind of chest. This looks like it's a metal chest, so like you would need a lot of know-how to get in there. This is just a regular jewelry box, so you'll probably only get jewels out of that, which I haven't made in yet. But this one looks like it would be trapped. So I'm going to say someone trapped their own trapped their own chest, and only they know how to untrap it. First of all, I hate when they do that. Because look how it would look. Beautiful. Didn't even show it properly. So how I'm thinking, first, I don't even know if I mentioned this, but how I'm thinking on doing window positions, bottom, always in every game, is when people are talking. Middle is for like when you get messages like this kind of stuff. Top is gonna be kind of like more intense messages, like when you the character creation, I messed around with that. In fact, I'll show you that later. I made it a little bit better. It doesn't work out exactly what I envisioned, and I'm now wondering why I even envisioned that much. I guess I've been working with 3D video gaming too much. But top stuff will be like when you create your character, when you go to like a job place, I forgot what I call it, basically where you can change your profession. Bigger messages will go on top. I don't know exactly how I can implement this cool in a cool way, that is. I can do the basic, make a bunch of like items with different quality. Um, what would be nice is item durability script. Now I know that there's a weapon durability, which he classified as item durability, but it's only good for weapons and armor, I believe. I don't think independent weapons and armors. It doesn't go for items. It can be repaired by items and skills, but it isn't for items. Now that's something I would really like. Yeah, let's see, repair weapon type. So I can make repair hammers or something like that. Armor hammer, if you were in Elder Scrolls, or I think there's armor tongs or something like that. But sadly, you can't make items with durability. I mean, I guess I could make... Actually, that'd be really cool if you could zoom in on the game. It would look so much better. But I meant to click on that. What would be nice is... I mean, I guess I could make it a weapon. I think that's what I was trying to say before this messed up. I could make it a weapon, but that would be kind of weird. And I don't think there's a way to give items with a use. I mean, I think, unless I want to make it a common event, where I would make it where I would not make it a consumable, and then it would also call a common event, and let's pretend a common event is 19. So it would do whatever all this stuff plus the common event. Be a regular item. Let's bring it down here a little bit more. I'm just gonna quickly test this kind of thing. I'm basically basing most of this stuff off of Elder Scrolls kind of thing. They called their security. I don't actually even know what else to call mine. What did they even call theirs? So, yeah, I quickly checked. Um, you can see here, I knew it was a lockpick, but I didn't know what the beginning one is. I'll try to get some kind of formula like this for a success rate. Um, in the game, this is possible to have lock levels on all items. I can make that a random lock level each time. When you first open something, that will be its lock level immediately. I could probably just make that like for this I could just have is it gonna open? So for this C, I could have this, copy this, paste, and then for all this, delete. I'm probably not gonna do this or keep this like this, but I can try, or I don't know. Anyways, so basically, I could say something like lock pick level. I believe that's what this was. Lock, it was just lock level. That actually makes a lot more sense. So, I mean, we do want a lock pick level also. So, we can have lock level that sets itself to a random number between 5 and 100. And as soon as it sets that, it never does it again. Like, so I can have it each time you go to it, you can be like, oh, this lock level is this. I can't open it. So I could have had that on here. And I could make it a random chance, like, you click it and it's like, this is the lock level. What do you want to do? Do you want to leave or come, or do you want to try for it? I don't know. I could do something like that, but then the person could be like, oh, well, let's just cancel and just come back, and each time they could get a new random lock level. This way, they could just only have it that once, and then it's a set lock level. I could do that, or I could make it a predetermined lock level. And every single chest would share the same lock level. Which could get some bugs if people knew that. And, well, if I do it the way I'm thinking on, is if you do it like this, you have a random lock level. Even if you don't and you have a predetermined, if I just set this to like 20 and then I switched it over and then it's, oh wait, well, if I predetermined it, then it's gonna be, it actually would be better for it to be predetermined. Because what I'm thinking about is if you predetermine this and your lock level isn't high enough and you exit out of this, you could always go to another chest where that one will set its, well, actually, this would work better with not it being random. That was not correct English. If it's random, then it would be the same as how I described it the first time, where it could be random each time. Because if it's a random, say it becomes 45 the first time, first of all, this would not do. You could not have this, because then you could never re-randomize it again. Then it would be stuck. You go to another chest, that sets it. This is set at 45. You go to another chest, and it sets it to like 35. Then we come back to this, it's 35 instead of it randomly selecting 45 and staying at it. So now we could do it like this, but then it just always randomizes it. Ah. How do I do this? It'd be cool if there was like a a local variable for each event kind of thing. Because I don't want to make a variable for each thing. I mean, I could do lock level A, B, and C, and maybe even a D, and that way it kind of goes through each four. But if someone knew that system even, they could go to 5 different chests and be like, no, I don't want to bother, and then go back to the first one, and then it. So. So, for the lock level, I don't know what to do. I would like a lock level on this kind of stuff. Um, but yeah, it's not gonna work currently. Maybe I could find scripts for that, but currently that's not gonna work. I'll keep the variable just in case. But one thing I can do easily is get like a probe. Now this is actually in my actual game itself. This is kind of stuff that has always been in there. Now I used to call it fortune wire because when I first made my game, I had just watched, or played, I should say, I had just been playing a lot of dot hack, and I wanted to make my own game. I really would. I don't know how I don't know why I ever got rid of that game. I should have kept that game. It wasn't even mine to get rid of, so that's a dick move on my part. I borrowed it, and the guy never asked it back. Like, he didn't really care. But I should have never got rid of that game because a lot of the ideas I had for the beginnings of my game came from dot hack, like how it was all set up. No, we do need that. I didn't make it though, but so basically this is just saying that my computer is slow. I wonder if that's noticeable on the Hi.
an old dude. Hey, Ebby, want to craft your own weapon? It could be of some use. Here, take these 2 iron ingots and go over to the smith.
Be kind of stupid of the people who built this place or who put you in this place. Why would they put a key randomly in here with you? So you would find a crowbar, which in itself is kind of stupid also.